Well, once upon a time, a long, long, long time ago, I was a 13-year-old hippie chick living in Webster, New York, and it was a long time ago. I had a leather cord around my neck. I was cool. I had hip hugger jeans. I had one of those bodysuits that you snap at the crotch, which I've seen them in stores recently. But anyway, it was at that time my dad was asked to move to Dallas, Texas to take a job. And I only knew Webster, Rochester. Webster's right on Lake Ontario. Our world was very small. I think we only still had like 4 TV channels back then, right? I mean, my world was about watching Dark Shadows, you know, or and I only knew about Dallas because of the show Dallas, right? So here we are, we're about to, you know, J.R. Ewing, all that, right? So we get on the plane, I'm like, okay, here we go, I'm the hippie chick. And I'm on there, I'm going, you know what, I think this is a great opportunity to make a little change because I was getting in a little trouble in New York. I think I can have a fresh start in, you know, Texas. So we're flying in, by the way, into Dallas Fort Worth Airport. I'm looking out the window and I see like these, they look like oil derricks all over the place, right? Which were really just electrical power lines things. Right? But I really was convinced that I was like, we're here, we're here. So anyway, we go and listen, the time of year, it's October, it's the latter part of October, and school had been in session since the beginning of August in Texas. So what we did is we went, my parents took us and had a stay at the Marriott Hotel. You know, for 2 wonderful weeks, we romped around the Marriott and the fields around it, and there was hardly anything out there. So anyway, one day, right in the beginning of November, and I'm 13, about to be 14, they enroll me in the only school in an up-and-coming town called Plano, Texas. Now, at that time, there were only 27,000 people in Plano, and now there's almost 300,000. It was a very small town, but we had bought a house, a brand new house, that was on the west side. It was the new side of town. The high school was on the east side of town, and when I walked into this very old building, it was very different than my high school that I was in, and I was in the 10th grade in Webster. I walk in this very old building. It was very, very strange. Complete culture shock. You know, here I am, leather cord around my neck. Oh, I forgot to tell you, I had a Sassoon haircut too. So I looked pretty different. So anyway, one of my first days walking down the hall, I really was truly one of the first Yankees that had moved into the school. I had met later on the only other Yankee gal that was there, which I'll tell you about her in a minute. So I walked down the halls and they literally would part and stop talking. I'm serious. And then the brave ones would come up to me and they'd go, let me hear you talk. And I'd be like... And I was like, where am I? Oh my gosh. And I would say something and they would go, ha 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 ha, she talks so funny, it's great. And I was just like, I want out of here. I was miserable, I didn't know what I was gonna do, it was terrible. Well anyway, one day, a few months later, I had met the one girl from Michigan. And she was sort of my guide. I finally found sort of somebody that was in my own sort of tribe. And we walk, it's a Friday, and she's like, come on, we're gonna go to the pep rally. And we're like, okay, I kind of know what those are. I saw a few. I walk in, now mind you, I'm from upstate New York, and this is Texas. Okay, it's pretty different. And I walk into the gym, and it had already started, and there was like 60 girls in the middle of the dance floor, all in a pose, with little pigtails. And I walked in, and I'm like, what is this? And my friend goes, oh, that's the drill team. And I only knew what a drill team was in New York because we carried rifles and flags because I was on the drill team. I'm like, oh, okay, well, this is a little different looking drill team. So they did their thing and all that, and I was like, wow, you know what? I could do that because I had danced. My mom was a dance teacher. I thought, maybe I can do that. So a few months later, I tried out for the drill team, and I ended up making the drill team. Anyway, I made the drill team. It changed my life. I ended up kind of becoming a little bit more social. I finally was able to, you know, come out of that hippie phase and found my little tribe. As a matter of fact, what happened is the following year, I was like, you know what? I can run this thing. So I tried out. The Yankee girl tries out for officer. Anybody that was a dance drill team person, anybody in here, you know what that's like, right? And so I tried out, I became captain of the entire drill team. Out of 65 girls, here I am, I made it. And now this is kind of cool because I started to feel like Texas really matched my spirit because I had a kind of a big dreaming personality and I wanted big things and I became this big thing, right? So anyway, here feeling very, very important. You know, we're at one game, it's a big playoff game, and we have to take the drill team. I'm leading my side. We got to go all the way around. so we can face the audience. So I'm bringing my girls, come on, we got our little boots on, and we're marching along. And so we have to stop for a minute. And all of a sudden I go, I got to get them going in. The game is playing. I lift my whistle, blow my whistle. We start marching. The entire game stops. I stopped the game. I stopped the playoff game. I said to the girls, keep going. I didn't do anything. Just keep going. And we just... And they're all going, Lori, you blew the whistle, you stopped the game. I go, shh. Anyway, it was a pretty amazing experience because people will say, well, what is your most embarrassing moment in your life? That's the one. After that, by the way, what I ended up doing, because it really was an adventure being a little drill team queen, because I went on to go to college to a little town called Kilgore. I became a Kilgore College Rangerette. It was the very first drill team on the planet. Truly, I was there with Gussie Nell Davis, and I got to tell you, drill team changed my life. I became a Texified Yankee, and I love Texas.